So we need a rod, reel, line, and lures, all for the price of $25. $9, and this comes with the rod, reel, and the line. But we need a soft plastic. That's always a go-to, especially with a lighter rod like this. So we're gonna go with "5" Yamamoto Senkos. So that already took up $5 of our budget. So now we're $15 in. Walmart is known for their $1 spinners. They're little spinner baits, so we're gonna get one of those too. This is the color we're gonna go with. Another bait that we gotta go with is probably a rooster tail. They're $2, so they're super cheap, super easy to use, and you can catch pretty much any sort of fish on it. So the options, we're gonna go. This is gonna be the lucky one. So, as you guys saw by the title, I'm doing a $25 Walmart fishing challenge. Rod, reel, line, and all sorts of lures. I got this all, actually, we were under the budget. We got this all for $22. $22.76 this came out to. We got the rod for $9. It came with line, which we don't know what pound test this is on here. I can't find it on there, what it says it has on there, but it says it gets up to 8-pound test. So we're just gonna kind of hope that it's not too light of line. This rod, it's a 5'6" medium light, and it's a 2-piece rod. It's a little bit flimsy, but for $9, you just can't beat a rod for that price. The rooster tail is always a go-to bait when you're looking for something to throw, especially at a pond. So we have this, got this for $2. These baits, we could have ended up getting them for $2 or $3 less if we went with Yum, but we had a good amount on the budget, so we decided we're gonna go with those. Walmart's famous for their $1 spinner baits, so we're gonna be seeing if we can get anything in this pond on this. And then I got these 3/0 hooks for the worms, pair those up, and we should catch some fish today. Yep, so enough with me talking. We're gonna set up the rod. We're gonna start out with the Texas rig. I'm gonna run the hook right through the top, poke it through, run it up all the way to the top of the hook, and you want to slide it until it covers the line where the line and the hook actually attach. And when I go to do my Texas rigs, I look just about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch below where the hook actually is, and then you poke it right on through, and just like that, you got yourself a Texas rig. Alrighty, so this is gonna be the first cast with the rod. It's super small, 5'6", but we'll see. We're at this little pond right here. You guys have seen in recent videos. I haven't been here and fished for about a month now, so a whole lot has changed. If we hook into, oh, I just got a bite. We hook into anything of somewhat decent size today, it's gonna be a pretty good fight on this rod. The reel, the drag system obviously isn't the best, but for a $9 rod, for me to be able to cast this and get a bait out there and possibly go get a fish, it's perfect in my eyes. So the other spot, we didn't catch anything for about an hour and a half of fishing, and I decided we moved to a pond 10 minutes down the road, see if we can get anything here. Oh yeah, we're hooked up. I can't tell how big it is, but it's fighting, that's for sure, and it's in the weeds. This is the first fish on the combo, and this line is super light, and whatever this fish is not putting up too bad of a fight. So let's hope we don't snap off. Oh, this actually doesn't seem like a bad fish at all. But again, this is a 5-foot rod, so it's super light. Come on, I haven't even seen it yet. It hasn't waked or anything. I don't think it's too big. Oh, it's an okay sized fish. Here, we'll bring it right on up. There we go. First fish of the day. He didn't flop or nothing. It swiped him right in the side. This fish came up and grabbed it right in the weeds. I'm just throwing that Senko right in there. But first fish on the $25 Walmart challenge. This fish proves right here, you don't need a whole lot of money to come out, catch largemouth bass, and have a good time. We're gonna get a release on this guy. I couldn't tell, because I've never fished with this rod before, how big that fish really was. He was hooked kind of weird in the bottom, so it looks like he swiped at it and then ended up getting hooked anyways. But he was in a bunch of weeds, so it felt way bigger than it was. But thank God we got it in. The line still feels pretty strong. So this Walmart combo really holds up. Between the wind and the traffic, I hope it doesn't ruin the audio for you guys. But that was within, I'd say, 10 casts of fishing at this new spot. And we already got a bite. This bait is a Texas rig. It's a super simple bait. I showed you guys earlier how to rig it. It's super easy to fish. All you do is, what the fish pretty much like, to be honest with you, is they like the fall of it, and they just like the bait. When it goes into the water, it shimmies its way down in the water, and it just creates this little action that's so simple, and the fish always like it. There's some ponds in particular, especially in the New England area, to where I can only get fish to eat it, and I can't get fish to eat any other lure. But it's probably the #1 bass fishing lure on the market, in my opinion. Everybody has some in their tackle box. It's a bait that sometimes people just only use that, and they've never used any other lure, and they just go out and catch fish. The whole idea of this video is to show you don't need a whole lot of experience, money, or anything to come out here, catch fish, and have a good time. Oh yeah, we're hooked up. I don't know if it's a pickerel or a bass, but it hammered it the second it hit the water. It's in the same exact spot that I had the last one. This one's fighting a little bit harder, but could have just hooked it differently. Oh, Jesus. I haven't seen the fish yet. Oh yeah, there it is. Big old bass. It's a lot bigger than the last one, that's for sure. Hooked him right in the side of the mouth. Let's see if we can bring this guy up. Oh yeah, there we go. That fish is way healthier than the last one. This one's got to be 2.5 pounds. Hooked him right in the side of the mouth. All right, let's put the rod down. Catching these fish on such light gear is so fun, and this guy put a hell of a fight. They're just sitting in the weeds and they're getting heavy. Get a release on this guy. For this entire fishing setup that I'm using right now, just between the lure, rod, reel, and line, it only took 15 bucks to catch that fish, pretty much. Just gusses, gooses, gusses, geese, gus, goose, guas. Oh yeah. There we go. Hooked up. Another bass. This guy was hiding up in the weeds. He's choked it. Oh no, don't go away. Oh, well, quick release, I guess. I guess, so 3 fish so far. That one I barely even knew I had him on. And then I set the hook, and that fish really wanted it, that's for sure. That counts as a fish. I mean, technically I did land him. He did hit the land. I just didn't get him. But he did slice my finger open with his scales when I was trying to get him in. Oh, okay. There we go. Got him. He came up, hammered it, I dropped it, and then he came back for it. There we go. Fourth one, that's a victim. This one right here is way tinier than the last one that we just lost right at the bank, but you guys can see in the video, the thing blew up on it, and then once it blew up, you want to just let your bait sit and sink so the fish thinks it injured it. Once the fish thinks that the bait's injured, it's going to go right after it and attack it right away. There he goes. One thing with fishing, especially for bass, if you're not getting a bite in an area after fishing for a while, just move. Just try another part of that lake or move to a whole new pond in general. That first pond we were at today, I got one bite and no fish after an hour. Am I hooked up again? I'm hooked up again. Oh my god, just as I was talking about it. There we go. It's not huge, but it's another fish. Just as I'm talking about moving spots, I just found a school of these guys right here. Feisty, and I lost track of which number this is. This is either 4 or 5, but they're up in this little corner and they're devouring the Senko. And this rod, for what it is, $10, I would highly recommend this. This thing is awesome. Alrighty, get a release on this pipsqueak. He ain't nothing to go home and brag about, but a fish is a fish. Thank you for biting. Hooked up again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're just stacked up in this corner and they are loving this bait. This one, there we go. I lost track of how many we're at today, but these ones over here are like all the same size. There we go. Get a release on this guy. Well, it's safe to say all you need is 25 bucks and you can go out and catch yourself some largemouth bass. We didn't use the other lures really at all that we purchased, but it shows you even need less stuff to go out and catch fish.